I represent an area of Gojiri Federal Constituency. I'm from Enugu State. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, the legislature symbolizes the presence of democracy in any nation. The absence of the legislature presupposes that there is no democracy, and that is what has always happened in our history. And it is when you don't have a midfielder in a team that you may not recognize the presence of a midfielder, but when you remove him, you find out that a team is a basket case. And when you remove the legislature, you find out that what you have is tyranny. And today, this institution is under attack, particularly with regard to what happened in the Senate. Mr. Speaker, your leadership and that of the leader, and taking us to the Senate, symbolizes and signifies a lot. The measure of a man is not measured at the time of comfort. It is at the time of difficulty. And for this House of Representatives to move there to show our solidarity at this particular point in time is significant. It was Wole Soyinka who, in The Man Died, said the man dies in him who keeps quiet, who keeps silent in the face of tyranny. At this moment, we cannot tolerate it. It will not work, not here, not anymore in Nigeria, because we are firmly resolved that our democracy must be on the ascendancy. Whatever institutions that are under attack, anybody who comes here is making a mistake, because we are firmly resolved to make sure not only that we deliver dividends of democracy to our people, we make sure that our voices are heard. The minority will always have their say, but the majority of Nigerians must have their way. And that is what our democracy is all about. So, Mr. Speaker, crime is committed either by commission or omission. And if for any reason anybody comes here and fails to do his duty, it is a crime. If anybody voluntarily conspires to dismantle the authority of this assembly, which is the mace, is a huge mistake. And what has happened is an attempt to subvert the legislature and our democracy. And for me, it is treason. It is treason. And our books have punishment for such effort. Mr. Speaker, when you led us to the Senate, we were further briefed and better briefed that two senators were to be kidnapped. So they were not even ashamed that they were coming to take this thing. They were serially breaching the law, not only taking the mace, committing treason, but where they were attempting to kidnap senators of the Federal Republic. Mr. Speaker, in the chamber, and the Senate is supposed to be on live coverage today, it is impunity and crime that should not be tolerated here. Mr. Speaker, I believe strongly that these are early days. It will soon unravel. But whoever orchestrated this, whether a senator or thugs, there is nothing distinguished about it. The person must go into the house of infamy. And we stand firmly with you and with the Senate and with the authority of the symbol of the House, which is the mace. So, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I believe that this discretion, the secretion of our hollow chambers, we need to go back and do some housekeeping in terms of our security. I was in the U.S. Congress. I was on one of the official delegates to visit that parliament. When we were there, each door you open has a security check. You have a card that gives you access. Mr. Speaker, as at yesterday, I was driving into this assembly, and somebody was driving, and our security man tried to check him. What did he do? He came out from his car, a driver. After hitting the security man, he came up with a chair and wanted to, and was hitting the security man. And this is the kind of impunity we tolerate here. And for somebody, no matter how orchestrated, to come into this chamber, to come into this assembly, and take away our mace, our authority, and at the same time, serially wanting to kidnap 2 senators, we cannot tolerate it. So I think the leader's motion is in all fours. We are in harmony with it, and it must have to be carried. We are condemned the attack, and we must, as a matter of fact, see to the end. I so support.